Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on using Google SketchUp. To access Google SketchUp, you can select your Google Apps button, the waffle, scroll down and select SketchUp for Schools. Okay, when you get to your dashboard, it's going to look a little bit different than mine. You won't have all of these files already created. You can, sort your files also over here in the right, or you can create a list of files. So you have some options in terms of how you view the dashboard. You can also take a look at your Google Drive to find files that you might save there. And you'll notice there's also some curriculum in here. So if there's a practice that you would like to try on your own time, you can feel free to use any of these. I'm going to go back to the home button though now. We're going to create a new project. So you can just select create new. And right off the bat, up here you can title your file. Okay, so let's click that. Select my drive. Good idea to select a new folder if you don't already have a folder created for this class. You can call it Technology Ferranti. Okay, now I already created a folder with that name, but you can go ahead and select Create. And then you'll save it to that folder. We're going to give the file a name. I like to start with the period number that you're in, so it's either 6 or 8. I'm just going to use 1 as an example, but you should put 6 or 8 depending on which period you're in. And then we're going to call this room 202 site analysis. Put a dash and then please put your last name and maybe first initial. All right. Then hit save. Okay, so this is what your environment looks like in SketchUp for Schools. At the top, you have a menu where you can select a variety of options that we will come back to at some point. We can start with our app settings, and you can select the autosave if it's not already on, and you can select minutes between saves, pick one. Okay, and then just under the default template, you can just make sure it's feet and inches. Okay, so those are some things that you can do. We can change some things, but we're going to leave these. But just so you know, under navigation, if you're using a mouse, which I highly recommend, you can change this to mouse if it doesn't automatically detect it. And you can change some of the features in here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go close this menu. All right, you'll notice a lot of your drawing tools or most of your tools, period, are located over here on the left toolbar. As you hover over them, it tells you what the tools do. You simply click on them to use them, and I will show you how to use some of them in this video. I also want you to take note that at the bottom, there's 3 little dots for more tools. If you click that, you get a whole bunch of other tools that are within this window, which are going to be important for us to use. Okay, you can resize this as well if it's in your way and you would like to change the size of it. You can. Notice there's a protractor tool which we'll be using. It takes the place of the flex ruler and allows us to draw angles, so we're going to come back to that. There is a dimensioning tool. There's a text tool for labeling. And then there's a bunch of other tools that some of them we'll use and some of them we won't. Okay, but most of the tools that are in the default bar are tools that we are going to use. So we'll come back to those. On the right-hand side, there's a bunch of other tools that are available to us. Some of these we're going to use as well. The instructor tool is great because if you don't know how to use a specific tool, you can click the instructor tool and then come over here and click on your tool, and it will explain how to use the tool. So if you're having some trouble or you didn't pick it up in my tutorial, that is a good tool for you. We'll also wind up using the 3D warehouse at some point where we can pull in models that are already created. So things like windows, doors, furniture, and so on. The components tool. Okay, we will come back to that at some point as well. Our materials tool is going to get a lot of use, so we can add different types of materials to our drawings. The search button here gives us a number of other options in terms of different categories that we can use, like stone or water or tile, okay, window coverings, wood, and so on. We do start off with glass and mirrors a little bit early in this. All right, and then we'll show you some other tools here where we can change different styles of our drawings. We can add tags, which are like layers that we can turn on and off, so we can hide walls or rooftops, windows, things like that. We can turn them on, we can turn them off, so I'll show you how to use that a little bit later. Okay, this scenes button comes into play. Right? It allows us to change our standard views, so we can view our drawings from the top in a plan view stage when we start off our drawing in 2D, or we can look at different elevations, so we can switch up how we're looking at our elevation drawings, or we can look at an isometric drawing. Okay, so we're going to start off with the plan view, and we'll come back to that. All right, so that is the end of our first video. Just wanted to give you a rundown of the platform and show you where all the tools are. In the next video, we're going to show you how to begin drawing a two-dimensional drawing of the classroom during the site analysis phase, and then we will show you how to turn that into a three-dimensional model with just a few clicks.